Weathering of rocks and minerals. Hello, students. Welcome to the Advanced Soil course. In this lecture, we are going to study one of the most fundamental processes in soil formation, which is weathering. If soil is the final product, then weathering is the starting point. Without weathering, soil simply cannot form. Every soil that you see in agricultural fields today was once a solid rock in the Earth's crust. So let us understand how these rocks gradually transform into soil. 1. What is weathering? Weathering refers to the breakdown of rocks and minerals into smaller particles at the place where they exist, without being transported anywhere. In scientific terms, weathering is defined as the breakdown of rocks and minerals into smaller particles by physical disintegration or chemical decomposition in situ. In situ means at the same place where the rock is present. This is important because weathering is different from erosion. Weathering right arrow breakdown of rocks. Erosion right arrow transportation of the broken materials. So weathering is the first step in soil formation. According to soil science, weathering occurs in two main ways. Disintegration. Decomposition. Disintegration. Disintegration means the rock breaks into smaller pieces without changing its chemical composition. This is also called physical breakdown. Example: a large rock breaks into gravel or sand-sized particles, but the minerals remain chemically the same. Decomposition. Decomposition means the chemical composition of minerals changes. New minerals are formed due to chemical reactions. Example: feldspar mineral converting into clay minerals. Both disintegration and decomposition together contribute to the formation of soil particles. 2 types of weathering. Weathering is broadly classified into 3 major types: physical weathering, chemical weathering, biological weathering. Let us understand each of them one by one. First, 1. Physical weathering. Physical weathering refers to the mechanical breakdown of rocks into smaller fragments without any change in chemical composition. Here, the rock simply breaks apart due to physical forces. In physical weathering, the mineral composition of rock remains unchanged, only the size decreases. This process is very common in arid and semi-arid regions where temperature changes are extreme. Main factors responsible for physical weathering. 1. Temperature changes. Temperature variation is one of the most important causes of physical weathering. During the day, rocks absorb heat and expand. During the night, they cool and contract. This continuous expansion and contraction creates stress within the rock. Over time, the outer layers begin to peel off. This process is called exfoliation. You can imagine it like peeling layers of an onion. This is commonly observed in granite rocks. 2. Temperature and pressure. When temperature increases, the volume of minerals also increases. This increase in volume generates internal pressure within the rock. Even a small temperature increase can create enormous pressure within minerals. According to studies, an increase in temperature can produce pressure as high as 165 tons per square inch. Over time, this pressure causes cracking and fragmentation of rocks. 3. Wind action. In desert areas, strong winds carrying sand particles hit rocks continuously. This works like natural sandpaper and gradually shapes the rocks. Sometimes it produces mushroom-shaped rocks, where the lower portion erodes faster than the upper part. 4. Lightning. Occasionally lightning strikes rocks and generates extremely high temperatures. This sudden heating can cause rapid expansion and cracking of rocks. 4. Chemical weathering. Now let us move to chemical weathering, which is extremely important for soil formation. Chemical weathering refers to the breakdown of rocks and minerals through chemical reactions that change their composition. Unlike physical weathering, here the original minerals are transformed into new minerals. Most chemical reactions occur in the presence of water. Therefore, chemical weathering is dominant in humid and tropical climates, where moisture is high. Major processes of chemical weathering. There are several important chemical processes involved in weathering: hydrolysis, hydration, solution, Oxidation and reduction. Carbonation. Let us understand them one by one. 1. Hydration. Hydration is the combination of water molecules with a mineral, forming a new mineral. During hydration, water enters the crystal structure of minerals. This increases the volume of the mineral, making it weaker and easier to break. Example: calcium sulfate reacts with water to form gypsum. CaSO4 plus 2H2O right arrow gypsum. Another example is the formation of limonite. Fe2O3 plus 3H2O right arrow Fe2O3H2O. Limonite usually shows a yellowish color and is common in lateritic soils. 2. Hydrolysis. Hydrolysis is one of the most important processes of chemical weathering in soil formation. In this process, water molecules split into hydrogen and hydroxyl ions. H2O right arrow H plus plus O dash. The hydrogen ions react with minerals, causing chemical changes and forming secondary minerals. A classic example is the weathering of orthoclase feldspar. Orthoclase mineral gradually converts into kaolinite clay mineral. Orthoclase right arrow kaolinite. This process is responsible for the formation of clay minerals in soil. This reaction is often referred to as double decomposition because minerals exchange ions during the reaction. 3. Solution. In the solution process, water dissolves soluble minerals. These dissolved minerals are then carried away by water. Example: halite NaCl dissolves easily in water. NaCl right arrow Na plus plus Cl dash. This process is common in salts and limestone areas. 4. Oxidation and reduction. Oxidation involves the addition of oxygen to minerals. Reduction involves the removal of oxygen or addition of electrons. These reactions mainly affect iron, manganese, and sulfur minerals. Example: Fe2 plus O2 right arrow Fe2O3. This oxidation reaction produces iron oxides, which give soil its red or yellow color. That is why many tropical soils appear reddish. 5. Carbonation. Carbonation occurs when carbon dioxide reacts with water to form carbonic acid. CO2 plus H2O right arrow H2CO3. This weak acid reacts with minerals such as calcium carbonate. CaCO3 plus H2CO3 right arrow Ca HCO3 2. Calcium bicarbonate formed is soluble in water and can easily move downward in the soil. This process is very important in limestone weathering. 5. Biological weathering. Biological weathering occurs when living organisms contribute to the breakdown of rocks. The main biological agents are plants, animals, microorganisms, plant roots. Plant roots grow into small cracks in rocks. As roots grow thicker, they exert pressure and break the rock. Roots also release organic acids, which chemically weather minerals. Animals and humans. Burrowing animals such as earthworms, termites, and rodents disturb the soil and rock fragments. Human activities such as mining, agriculture, and construction also accelerate weathering. Microorganisms. Microorganisms produce organic acids and carbon dioxide. These substances enhance chemical weathering reactions. 6. Stages of weathering. Weathering occurs gradually and follows a geometric S-shaped curve. There are different stages. 1. Initial stage. At this stage, the rock is almost unweathered. 2. Juvenile stage. Weathering just begins and small cracks start appearing. 3. Advanced stage. Most minerals are weathered and secondary minerals form. Eventually, the rock becomes completely transformed into soil material. 7. Weathering resistance of minerals. Different minerals weather at different rates. Some minerals are highly resistant, while others weather very quickly. The order of resistance is explained by Goldich's weathering series. The sequence is muscovite right arrow quartz right arrow hornblende right arrow feldspar right arrow calcite right arrow olivine right arrow gypsum. Minerals at the end of the sequence weather faster, while minerals at the beginning are more resistant. For example, quartz is very stable and often remains even after intense weathering. That is why sand particles in many soils are rich in quartz. Conclusion. So in today's lecture, we learned that weathering is the process that converts rocks into soil material. It occurs through three main mechanisms: physical weathering, mechanical breakdown; chemical weathering, chemical transformation; biological weathering, action of living organisms. These processes gradually produce soil particles, clay minerals, and nutrients, which are essential for plant growth. Understanding weathering is important because it explains how soils originate and how nutrients become available for crops.